Let's begin by offering our respects to ISKCON founder Acharya and our preeminent Shiksha Guru, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpataruvyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Okay, we welcome all of you to our weekly online Bhagavad Gita classes. We have with us here Sheetal Latkar, Divina, Hari, Kamala Nandini Mataji. We have Karuna, Inakshi, N.C. Venkachari. Auntie Nita is there. We have Priyanka Jha, Ritu Lalwani, Shailesh Latkar, Shantaram Latkar, Shreya Kalaria, Shri Radha, Vivansh, and Wendy Perez. Okay. So what did we see in the previous class?
Then we saw how Krishna, he left the I mean, in the previous two classes, we saw how Krishna left the battlefield, and he gave the person a chase to the cave, and then the Muchkunda was woken, and he burned the person, and then we also hear about Muchukunda's admiration of Vishnu, uh, because Krishna appears in the Vishnu form to him, and he asks. He had previously, if we get the history of Muchukunda also, he was previously, he had fought for the demigods for many years, and he was tired, and he had asked for one boon from the Lord Kartikeya, which was that if he was woken up, then he would burn whatever that appeared in front of his eyes. This is so that the King of Gods didn't seek his help again. And then at the end, we see that Muchukunda, he goes out of the cave, and he goes to a different place. That he notices that people are the size of pygmies, and even the trees are the size of pygmies. So he realizes that Kali Yuga is very nearby.
Okay.
Mm.
And then after that, what we saw in the chapter?
After that, we saw that he went north, and he did his he did his he what how may I put it?
Okay. What new name of Krishna did we see in the previous class?
Ranchora,
Ranachora. Why is he called Ranachora?
because he left the
He
battlefield.
ran from the battlefield.
Yes. And battlefield of whom? Who was challenging him for a fight?
Jarasan.
Jarasan, no? And this was, how many times has Jarasan already attacked Krishna previously?
17 and then 18 again.
This was the 18th time. No,
18
previously he has
times.
attacked 17 times. This is the 18th time that he's
18th.
attacking, and he's come with an even larger army. So Krishna leaves the battlefield, and Jarasandha thinks that Krishna is afraid. But what is the real reason why Krishna has left the battlefield?
Because
Because he got the
people.
message that Rukmini is wanting him immediately.
Yeah, he has a more important business to attend to, and he knows that Rukmini is going to send a message. So that letter that Rukmini wrote to Krishna was actually considered to be the first love letter of this world, no, the first ever love letter written, and this was what Rukmini has written to Krishna. And how did she send the message to Krishna?
To a Brahmana.
Yes, through a Brahmana. Was he an ordinary Brahmana?
He was a classified one.
He was a very, very trusted messenger Brahmana of Rukmini, because it's a very, very personal, private affair, no? So it was a very, very trusted Brahmana that Rukmini chose from her kingdom in order to send the message to Lord Sri Krishna. So did Krishna read the message himself?
No, he got the message on his own first. That's why he ran before the messenger gave him the letter, no?
Yes, but the messenger has given the letter to him. How does Krishna know the contents of the letter? He reads the letter himself.
No, he tells the messenger to read the letter.
Exactly, the messenger. So he's such a trustworthy messenger that even Krishna doesn't say, okay, you give me the letter and I will read it in private. No, he tells him that you read. So that is another thing that one should appreciate about the Brahmin. He was such a trustworthy messenger that Rukmini also trusted him with the letter, and even Krishna told him that you read the letter. No, it's not that he just took the letter from him and read it himself. Okay. Wendy Pares, so you have your hand raised?
Sí, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sí, me gustaría ver, porque no entiendo la relación que hay cuando Krishna abandona el battlefield. ¿Qué tiene que ver con la renunciación? No entiendo la relación que hay todavía con eso.
Mira, Krishna se fue de la batalla. ¿Por qué? Porque él sabe que Rukmini se va a casar el próximo día. Y ese es un trabajo más urgente que estar peleando con Jarasandha. Por eso.
Ok, porque había dicho la semana pasada como que hay un vínculo con respecto a la renunciación con eso.
Con renunciación, porque claro, para Krishna no es importante que él mata a Jarasandha y tiene esa, que todo el mundo la glorifica, que mira, aunque Jarasandha llegó con tan grande, para él ese no es importante, entonces como que
Ok,
él renuncia a esta fama y va
ok,
por cosa más importante, ¿ya?
entendí. Gracias, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, are we ready for today's class?
Yes.
All right. So today, by the mercy of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna, we will see how Krishna acts on what Rukmini sent in that letter. No, so she told him that I will be going to such a place. I will be going to the temple before the wedding, and there you can come and you can kidnap me, so that there is least amount of bloodshed and least violence. No, and therefore she tells him that I will be here, and at that time you can come and kidnap me, either when I'm going to the temple or when I'm exiting the temple. So today we will see how Krishna actually carries out what Rukmini has written in the letter. So chapter 53 title, Kṛṣṇa Kidnaps Rukmiṇī. After hearing Rukmini's statement, Lord Krishna was very much pleased. He immediately shook hands with the Brahmana and said, My dear Brahmana, I am very glad to hear that Rukmini is eager to marry me, since I am also eager to get her hand. My mind is always absorbed in thoughts of the daughter of Bhishmaka, and sometimes I cannot sleep at night because I am thinking of her. I can understand that the marriage of Rukmini with Shishupal has been arranged by her elder brother in a spirit of animosity toward me. So I am determined to give a good lesson to all of these princes. Just as one extracts and uses fire after manipulating ordinary wood, after dealing with these demoniac princes, I shall bring forth Rukmini like fire from their midst. So we saw how in the previous class, how actually Rukmini's father and her other four brothers very much were in favor that Rukmini is married to Krishna. But Shishupal, he is the only brother who wanted Rukmini to marry. I'm sorry, Rukmini's eldest brother is only one who wanted Rukmini to marry Shishupal. No, why? And why is it that the father agrees and why is it that the other brothers agree? Although they internally they want their sister to be married to Krishna. What's the reason?
Because Shishupal was also a great fit since he was the prince of another great, rich king.
Correct. Any other reason?
Because
But even
Rukmini
Krishna
was,
is. Now that Krishna is not.
but Rukmini was hard pressed to ensure that the marriage didn't happen with Krishna and that the marriage happened with Shishupal. That was out of spite, essentially speaking.
Yeah,
And then
because
the
see
king,
here it says here, no, see here. I can understand that the marriage of Rukmini with Shishupal has been arranged by her elder brother in a spirit of animosity toward me. So actually, he has some animosity toward Krishna, and that's why he doesn't want that his sister is married to Krishna. And the others are agreeing because, see, the other brothers are younger brothers. So anyway, they have to follow what the eldest brother is saying. And the father, he has attachment for his son. And out of attachment for his son, he does not want to go against what his son desires. And therefore, although internally they desire that Krishna and Rukmini are married, they are not speaking up against the eldest brother of Rukmini. And the reason why the eldest brother, his name is Rukmi, right? Rukmi wants to get his sister married to Shishupal is because Shishupal and Rukmi, they are both friends. They are both allies. And Shishupal has he is envious towards Lord Krishna. So therefore, by creating this alliance, they want to make their own alliance strong. And they think that they will be a greater force against Krishna. So this is the purpose of it.
Doesn't that show that he doesn't care very much about his sister? And he doesn't care about her feelings, that she likes Krishna and she wants to be married to him, and he's
it appears as though for him it's more the political alliance is more important, most important. No? That's what it looks like. Yeah, Shreya, you have your hand raised.
Yes, but then why the father and the other brothers agree? Because they were in majority. They could have just, tell Shishupal and Rukmi that, what are you doing?
Yeah, so the eldest, Rukmi is the eldest brother. So the other younger brothers have to accept the dominance of the eldest brother over them. And the father, he is very much attached to his son. And out of affection, attachment to his son, he is not able to speak up against the son. This is what is explained.
Okay. Hmm.
Krishna, upon being informed of the specific date of Rukmini's marriage, was anxious to leave immediately. He asked his driver, Daruka, to harness the horses for his chariot and prepare to go to the kingdom of Vidarbha. After hearing this order, the driver brought Krishna's 4 special horses. The names and descriptions of these horses are mentioned in the Padma Purana. The first one, Saibya, was greenish. The second, Sugriva, was grayish like ice. The third, Meghapusha, was the color of a new cloud, and the last, Balaka, was of ashen color. When the horses were yoked and the chariot was ready to go, Krishna helped the Brahmana up and gave him a seat by his side. Immediately they started from Dwarka and within one night arrived at the province of Vidarbha. The kingdom of Dwarka is situated in the western part of India and Vidarbha is situated in the northern part. They are separated by a distance of not less than 1000 miles. But the horses were so fast that they reached their destination, a town called Kundina, within one night or at most 12 hours. So these horses are not ordinary horses, they are special horses. And within one night, they are able to take them to their destination. Because remember, it's an emergency situation. Rukmini is scheduled to be married the next day. King Bhishmaka was not enthusiastic about handing his daughter over to Shishupal, but he was obliged to accept the marriage settlement due to his affectionate attachment for his eldest son who had negotiated it. So here we have what we just discussed. As a matter of duty, the king was decorating the city for the marriage ceremony and acting in great earnestness to make it very successful. Water was sprinkled all over the streets and the city was cleansed very nicely. Since India is situated in the tropical zone, the atmosphere is always dry. Dust always accumulates on the streets and roads, so they must be sprinkled with water at least once a day, and in big cities like Calcutta, twice a day. The roads of Kundina were arrayed with colored flags and festoons, and gates were constructed at particular crossings. The whole city was decorated very nicely. The beauty of the city was enhanced by the inhabitants, both men and women, who were dressed in fresh, washed clothes and decorated with sandalwood pulp, pearl necklaces, and flower garlands. Incense burned everywhere, and fragrances like agurus scented the air. Priests and brahmanas were sumptuously fed and, according to ritualistic ceremony, were given sufficient wealth and cows in charity. In this way, they were engaged in chanting Vedic hymns. The king's daughter Rukmini was exquisitely beautiful. She was very clean and had beautiful teeth. The auspicious sacred thread was tied on her wrist. She was given various types of jewelry to wear and long silken cloth to cover the upper and lower parts of her body. Learned priests gave her protection by chanting mantras from the Samaveda, Rig Veda, and Yajur Veda. Then they chanted mantras from the Atharva Veda and offered oblations in the fire to pacify the influence of different stars. King Bhishmaka was experienced in dealing with brahmanas and priests when such ceremonies were held. He specifically honored the brahmanas by giving them large quantities of gold and silver, grain mixed with molasses, and cows decorated with cloth and ornaments. Damagosha, Shishupala's father, executed all kinds of ritualistic performances to invoke good fortune for his son. Shishupala's father was known as Damagosha due to his superior ability to cut down unregulated citizens. Dama means curbing down and Ghosha means famous. So he was famous for controlling the citizens. Damagosha thought that if Krishna came to disturb the marriage ceremony, he would certainly cut him down with his military power. Therefore, after performing the various auspicious ceremonies, Dhammaghosha gathered his military divisions. He took many elephants garlanded with golden necklaces and many similar decorated chariots and horses. It appeared that Dhammaghosha, along with his son and other companions, was going to Kundina not exactly to get Shishupal married, but mainly to fight. So already there is this rumor doing the rounds, no, that maybe Rukmini will be married to Krishna, maybe Krishna will come to take her. So these rumors are doing the rounds, and therefore Shishupala's father is going prepared for a war. What's the name of Shishupala's father?
Dhammagosa.
Dhammaghosha
Dhammaghosha. What does that name mean?
means,
Someone who
means
can cut
Dhamma
down
means
Curbing down, curbing down. Famous curbing down.
Yeah, so he was famous for curbing people, and therefore he was famous for controlling the citizens. And therefore he has the name Dhammaghosha.
Mataji, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why Krishna's relatives are against him? Shishupal and Shishupal's father.
See, because they are envious. No, so when you're envious of, see, Krishna is the most attractive and most powerful, most intelligent, and most famous, most renowned. Because he has these opulences, therefore, those who are demoniac, those who are not devotees, they become envious of such a great personality. Sometimes people become envious of their neighbor. No, if they don't have an item, it doesn't matter to them. But if the neighbor has it, then they get hassled. Why? Because it is envy. So all these people, who are not devotees, they have demoniac mentality. They are envious of Krishna, and out of envy, they create this enmity. Okay. When King Bhishmaka learned that Dhammaghosha and his party were arriving, he left the city to receive them. Outside the city gate were many gardens where guests were welcome to stay. In the Vedic system of marriage, the bride's father receives the large party of the bridegroom and accommodates them in a suitable place for 2 or 3 days until the marriage ceremony is performed. The party led by Dhammaghosha contained thousands of men, among whom the prominent kings and personalities were Jarasandha, Dantavakra, Viduratha, and Paundraka. It was an open secret that Rukmini was meant to be married to Krishna, but that her elder brother Rukmi had arranged her marriage to Shishupal. There was also some whispering about a rumor that Rukmini had sent a messenger to Krishna. Therefore, the soldiers suspected that Krishna might cause a disturbance by attempting to kidnap Rukmini. Even though they were not without fear, they were all prepared to give Krishna a good fight to prevent the girl from being taken away. Sri Balaram received the news that Krishna had left for Kundina, accompanied only by a Brahmana, and that Shishupal was there with a large number of soldiers. Balaram suspected that they would attack Krishna, and thus, out of great affection for his brother, he took strong military divisions of chariots, infantry, horses, and elephants and went to the presence of Kundina. So, what is the name of this place where Rukmini is to be married?
Kundina.
Kundina, no? So, how long has it taken Krishna to reach Dwaraka to Kundina?
12 hours.
Yeah, maximum 12 hours, no? So very quickly the horses are taking Krishna to the... And what about Rukmini now? Rukmini is passing the whole night waiting, and still there is no message from the Brahmana, there is no message from anyone. So she is also in anxiety. And all these other people also, they are anticipating that, oh, actually Rukmini should be, is meant to be married to Krishna. So you can understand the situation over there, no? Everybody is in anxiety. Okay, now let us see.
Is Kundina current Calcutta? Because it's mentioned somewhere, the place like Calcutta is very dry in India. You have to, is it?
No. We'll see where is Kundina at the end of today's class. Okay. And this Kundina is in the province of Vidarbha. Province of Vidarbha. Therefore, one of Rukmini's names is Vaidarbhi, because she's the princess of Vidarbha. So this is another name of Rukmini that we can learn. Okay, now let us see the names here. So Jarasandha, we already know, the person who attacked Krishna over and over again, 18 times. Who is the Dantavakra?
Is an elephant? No.
No. Dantavakra was a cousin of Shishupal. Viduratha is a brother of Dantavakra. And Paundraka also is another ally of these people. And there is another pastime related to Paundraka when he is called as the false Vasudev. Because when Krishna was present on the planet, he declared that actually he is Krishna and he is Vishnu. And he attached two artificial arms to show that he is the original Vishnu, and he challenged Krishna saying that you are the duplicate, I am the original. So that is another pastime we will read later in the Krishna book. So these are all the allies of Shishupal. Who was Shishupal in the past life?
Shishupal, Dantavakra, Jay, Vijay.
Yes, they are actually the future
The
life
guardians.
of Jay and Vijay, no? So, but just before this life, who was Shishupal?
One was Hiranyakashipu, one was Hiranyaksh.
Yes, that is the first birth of Jay Vijay. Then after that,
Okay,
second
then
one?
in Ramayana they got Kumbhakaran and Ravan.
Yes,
Ravan,
Ravan and Kumbhakaran. And third life, they came as
Shishupal and
Shishupal and Dantavakra.
Shishupal
Dantavakra.
and Dantavakra. So Shishupal in the previous life, he was who?
Ravan.
Ravan. Yes, exactly. No,
Mm.
Ravan. So see, as Ravan, he wanted to take Lakshmi away from Narayan. He wanted to take Sita away from Lord Ram. And now in this lifetime also, he wants to take Rukmini away from Krishna. Again, he wants to take Lakshmi away from Narayan. Yeah, Shailesh, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, I want to understand. Actually, speaking, Jarasan was under the impression that Krishna and uh, um, Krishna and his brother were no more because they he assumed that they were burnt on the hill.
Yes.
But then here they are assuming that he'll come and he'll intervene in the marriage. So why is that? Because I thought everybody was under the impression that we didn't make it.
Yeah, the thing is, news spreads, no? News spreads, and the kings have their messengers who bring secret messages to them. So then it is revealed to Jarasandha that Krishna and Balaram are still alive because they have their messengers, they have their network.
Then
Okay.
why didn't he attack them again?
Because now he's gone to attend the marriage ceremony of his friend.
Okay.
Meanwhile, inside the palace, Rukmini was expecting Krishna to arrive. But when neither he nor the Brahmana who took her message appeared, she was full of anxiety and began to think how unfortunate she was. There is only one night between today and my marriage day, and still neither the Brahmana nor Shyamasundara has returned. I cannot ascertain any reason for this. Having little hope, she thought that perhaps Krishna had found reason to become dissatisfied and had rejected her fair proposal. As a result, the Brahmana might have become disappointed and not come back. Although she was thinking of various causes for the delay, she expected them both at any moment. Rukmini further thought that demigods such as Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Goddess Durga might have been displeased. It is generally said that the demigods become angry when not properly worshipped. For instance, when Indra found that the inhabitants of Vrindavana were not worshipping him, Krishna having stopped the Indra Yagya, he became angry and wanted to chastise them. Thus, Rukmini thought that since she did not worship Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma very much, they might have become angry and tried to frustrate her plan. Similarly, she thought that Goddess Durga, the wife of Lord Shiva, might have taken the side of her husband. Lord Shiva is known as Rudra and his wife is known as Rudrani. Rudrani and Rudra refer to those who are accustomed to putting others in distress to cry forever. Rukmini was thinking of Goddess Durga as Girija, the daughter of the Himalayan mountains. The Himalayan mountains are very cold and hard, and she thought of goddess Durga as hard-hearted and cold. In her anxiety to see Krishna, Rukmini, who was after all still a child, thought this way about the different demigods. The gopis worshipped goddess Katyayani to get Krishna as their husband. Similarly, Rukmini was thinking of the various types of demigods not for material benefit but in respect to Krishna. Pray to the demigods to achieve the favor of Krishna is not irregular, and Rukmini was fully absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna. So, see, Rukmini, she is thinking so many things. No, probably the devatas are displeased because I have not worshipped them properly, and therefore I have invoked the wrath of the demigods. That's why they are angry, and this is the reason why Krishna is not reciprocating. So, these are all the thoughts that are going through Rukmini's mind as she is in anxiety because she's not received any news from neither Krishna nor the Brahmana. Even the Brahmana has not returned, she's thinking. Even though she pacified herself by thinking that the time for Govinda to arrive had not yet expired, Rukmini felt that she was hoping against hope. Not expressing her mind to anyone, she simply shed tears unobserved by others, and when her tears became more forceful, she closed her eyes in helplessness. While Rukmini was in such deep thought, auspicious symptoms appeared in different parts of her body. Trembling began to occur in her left eyelid, arms, and thigh. When trembling occurs in these parts of the body, it is an auspicious sign indicating that something lucrative can be expected. So, as she is worried, she is crying, she is shedding tears, but there are some auspicious signs that begin to manifest in her body, and she is thinking that okay, so there is some auspicious sign, something good can be expected. Just then, Rukmini, full of anxiety, saw the Brahmana messenger. Krishna, being the super soul of all living beings, could understand Rukmini's anxiety. Therefore, he sent the Brahmana inside the palace to let her know that he had arrived. When Rukmini saw the Brahmana, she could understand the auspicious trembling of her body and immediately became elated. She smiled and inquired whether Krishna had already come. The Brahmana replied that the son of the Yadu dynasty, Sri Krishna, had arrived. He further encouraged her by saying that Krishna had promised to carry her away without fail. Rukmini was so elated by the Brahmana's message that she wanted to give him in charity everything she possessed. However, finding nothing suitable for presentation, she simply offered him her respectful obeisances. The significance of offering respectful obeisances to a superior is that the one offering obeisances is obliged to the respected person. In other words, Rukmini implied that she would remain ever grateful to the Brahmana. Anyone who gets the favor of the goddess of fortune, as did this Brahmana, is without a doubt always happy in material opulence. So Rukmini, as soon as she sees a Brahmana, she understands that there is something very, very auspicious. No? So her anxiety is gone. And she is very happy by the Brahmana's message that yes, Krishna will come. So what does she give see, normally the queens, the princess, or anybody in the royal family, when they receive a good message, they give some gold or some gifts to the person who's giving the message. And here Rukmini, she feels so obliged to this particular Brahmana because he is giving her the most important message. So therefore she feels that any kind of wealth will not be sufficient. So she herself is offering obeisances to the Brahmana. She's offering respectful obeisances to the Brahmana because she feels so obliged and she feels that nothing else is good enough. Remember, Rukmini is Mahalakshmi herself. And she herself is offering respectful obeisances to the Brahmana. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he writes in his commentary, "What can I give to this Brahmana to satisfy him as remuneration?" Thinking like this, Rukmini simply bowed down, since she did not see any dear thing, Priya, to express her indebtedness, even the offering of her own self. But at that very moment, the house of the Brahmana became filled with all sorts of treasures. This was the response of Mahalakshmi to show her gratitude. So she's showing her gratitude by offering respectful obeisances, and at the same time, the Brahmana's house is filled with all sorts of treasures. So this we learn from the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Yeah, Shreya, you have your hand raised?
Yes. So I don't know, somewhere it says that Rukmini is she an expansion of Radharani?
Yes. Rukmini and all the wives of Krishna, and all the gopis of Vrindavan and all the Lakshmis of Vaikuntha, they are all expansions of Srimati Radharani.
So Rukmini and Radharani are same? I mean, how
They are
can we
not
understand?
exact same. They are not exactly same. She is an expansion of Srimati Radharani. But what Radharani has, Rukmini does not necessarily have, which is to dance with Krishna in the in the Rasa Leela. That's not for Rukmini. That is only for Srimati Radharani and the gopis. Those who are in the spontaneous love for Krishna. The position of Srimati Radharani is more exalted. The position of Srimati Radharani and the gopis is more exalted than the wives of Krishna. The relationship between Krishna and Rukmini is that of a husband and wife. No, so the relationship is more formal. But the relationship between Krishna and the gopis and Srimati Radharani is more informal. For example, they are not going to, like Srimati Radharani is not going to Rukmini is not going to chastise Krishna the way Srimati Radharani would do. They are not going to have those leelas, those pastimes um, with the wife. It's like, to give you a crude example, the relationship between the boy and the girl before marriage is not the same once they get married. No, it's different. It changes. See, when the boy and girl, when they are not married, then there is a lot of hankering to meet the boyfriend or the girlfriend. But once they are married, they are living under the same roof, then the hankering is not there anymore. No?
Right. So then, you know how gopis were chastising Krishna earlier, that you went to Mathura and then you might have found other beautiful girls of Mathura and all that. So how can we understand that they were all okay with him getting married to so many wives, and how did they perceive this?
See, the mood of the gopis is whatever pleases Krishna will please them, because they are on that platform that they just want to please Krishna, does not matter what happens. So there is this pastime when Krishna wants to show the superior position of the gopis. So he feigns, no, he just says that he has a headache, and the headache will be cured only by getting the dust of the feet of a person. So Narada Muni goes to many personalities, and everybody says, including the wives, they say that, oh, how can we give the dust of our feet? And Krishna will put it on his head. It will make us go to hell. We will rot in hell for infinity. No, but as soon as Srimati Radharani and the gopis, they come to know that this is what is going to cure Krishna's headache, they said, okay, take it, doesn't matter. We can rot in hell to infinity, but Krishna should not have a headache. So the mood of the gopis is whatever makes Krishna happy will make them happy. And why does Krishna get married is because Rukmini is an eternal consort of Krishna. She's Lakshmi and he is Narayan. So she is meant to be married to Krishna. They are eternally consorts. And from the situational position also, you see how Rukmini is the one who has pleaded to Krishna that I have accepted you as my husband and I don't want to marry Shishupal, so please come and take me. And Krishna fulfills the desire of his sincere devotees. So Krishna has gone to kidnap Rukmini because Rukmini has asked for it. She wants it. Okay.
Mataji, isn't Vedic marriage is also like that? That even the queens are a little hesitant to take care of Krishna like that, like gopis do. But isn't the Vedic marriage and culture is like whatever the husband is happy and satisfied, wife should do?
Yes, that is the Vedic system. Whatever the wife should be happy with whatever the husband desires. Yes, but that kind of spontaneous love you will not find anywhere. I mean, the spontaneous love that Radharani and Srimati Radharani and the gopis have for Krishna, you will not find anywhere else. It's very unique and special only to them.
Okay.
Mataji, how Goddess Lakshmi is connected to all these gopis and Radha? Is there any connection? No?
Yeah, because Lakshmi is an eternal consort of Vishnu, of Narayan, no? And Narayan is an expansion of Krishna. And so the Lakshmis are expansions of Srimati Radharani. Everything comes from them, from Radha and Krishna.
Okay.
But then from like, from if we see from like material eyes, right? Like Dwapar Yuga was obviously not modern, like that. So then how was this perceived?
How
I
was
don't
what perceived?
like him marrying despite of him loving Radharani.
Okay, so if you want to look at it from, because you said material angle of vision, he's a Kshatriya, and Kshatriyas are allowed to have multiple wives. And even Srimati Radharani was married to somebody else. Correct, no? But although she was married to somebody else, she was always considered the wife of Krishna. See, I read one lecture by Gaur Govind Maharaj, where he was talking about how Srimati Radharani is on her last days, and her husband's name was Abhimanyu, and Abhimanyu is offering prayers to her, saying that you have always belonged to Krishna. So even the husband, or the external situation was such that she was married to somebody else, but she always belonged to Krishna, and Krishna always belonged to Srimati Radharani.
Abhimanyu was not an expansion of Krishna or something like that?
And I don't know, I'll have to check on that. But he never touched her also. Is he an expansion of Krishna? I don't know.
I heard something like that, that he was Krishna himself in a different group, different form. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, so if you heard it from a bona fide source, then it has to be correct. Priyanka, you have your hand raised?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Since we are saying that Lakshmi ji is an eternal consort of Vishnu, then we should not be putting Lakshmi Devi in the category of demigod where the demigod's world is a temporary place which is destroyed after the 100 years of Brahmaji. She should be put in the permanent position. Right?
Yeah, she is eternally a consort. She is residing in the Vaikuntha planets along with Narayan, no doubt. But she has a role to play in the material world also. In the material world, she has a role to play. From a material angle of vision, to survive in this material world, what do you need? You need wealth, you need power, and you need knowledge. So this is taken care of the trinity of Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Durga or Parvati. And they are working under the jurisdiction of Durga Devi in this material plane. See,
So
it's
they
just
are
like Krishna. See, Krishna is the source of Vishnu, of Narayan, right? But all those who descend to the material world, all the avatars or personalities of Godhead, when they descend to the material world, they come through the gateway of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. He is the gateway. So therefore, even when Krishna descends, he comes through the gateway of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. So although Krishna is a source of Vishnu, but when he comes to the material world, he comes to the gateway of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Therefore, some people have this misconception that Krishna and Ram and all these avatars, they are all expansions or they are all avatars of Vishnu. Because in this material world, they are coming through that gateway. So like that, this material world is under Durga Devi. And that's why she is the fortress of this material world. Now in this material world, Lakshmi, Saraswati and Parvati, they have certain roles to play. So people in this material world, they survive on wealth, knowledge and strength. So yes, she is eternal, but then she also has a role to play in this material world. She has a service.
So they both are not temporary, they are eternally in that port, right? Like Lakshmi Devi is the permanent, she will always and forever remain the Lakshmi Devi. Like, for example, there is a time period for which Indra is holding the post. Then next will be Bali Maharaj, who will be taking the place of Indra. But for Lakshmi Devi, it is not like that, right?
For Lakshmi Devi, it's not like that. She is always Lakshmi Devi, yes. She is eternally Lakshmi in the Vaikuntha planets. But when all this material world goes into the body of Mahavishnu, then she is restored to her position, and then she comes, she does service like that.
Oh, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I'm sorry. No, Abhimanyu was not expansion of Krishna. He's a Jeev Tattva.
Okay, thank you for the information. When King Bhishmaka heard that Krishna and Balaram had come, he invited them to see the marriage ceremony of his daughter. Immediately he arranged to receive them, along with their soldiers, in a suitable garden house. As was the Vedic custom, the king offered Krishna and Balaram honey and fresh washed garments. He was hospitable not only to Krishna, Balaram, and kings such as Jarasandha, but also to many other kings and princes according to their personal strength, age, and material possessions. Out of curiosity and eagerness, the people of Kundina assembled before Krishna and Balaram to drink the nectar of their beauty. With tearful eyes, they offered Krishna and Balaram their silent respects. They were very much pleased, considering Lord Krishna the suitable match for Rukmiṇī. They were so eager to unite Krishna and Rukmiṇī that they prayed to the personality of Godhead, our dear Lord, if we have performed any pious activities with which you are satisfied, kindly be merciful upon us and accept the hand of Rukmiṇī. It appears that Rukmiṇī was a very popular princess, and all the citizens, out of intense love for her, prayed for her best fortune. In the meantime, Rukmiṇī, being very nicely dressed and protected by bodyguards, came out of the palace to visit the temple of Ambika, goddess Durga. So see, even King Bhishmaka, when he saw Krishna and Balaram, he understood the reason why they have come here. He was able to understand that, and he received them respectfully, and he was hoping that it happens, no, because he also wanted that his daughter is married to Krishna. Deity worship in the temple has been in existence since the beginning of the Vedic culture. There is a class of men described in the Bhagavad Gita as Veda Vada Rata. They believe only in the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies but not in temple worship. Such foolish people may here take note that although this marriage of Krishna and Rukmiṇī took place more than 5,000 years ago, there were arrangements for temple worship. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. The worshippers of the demigod attain the abodes of the demigods. There were many people who worshipped the demigods and many who directly worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The system of demigod worship was directed mainly to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesha, the Sun God, and Goddess Durga. So previously, there were some people who worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and there were some people who worshipped the Devatas. But the main Devatas who were worshipped are these: Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesha, the Sun God, and Goddess Durga. Lord Shiva and Goddess Durga were worshipped even by the royal families. Other minor demigods were worshipped by silly, lower class people. As far as the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are concerned, they simply worship Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Bhagavad Gita, the worship of the demigods is condemned but not forbidden. There it is clearly stated that less intelligent men worship the demigods for material benefit. So Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita says that people who worship the demigods for material benefit, they are less intelligent. Why do you think they are less intelligent?
Because eventually all the desires will come from Krishna.
Very nice. Eventually it is Krishna who is going to sanction all the desires. Very nice. More reasons?
Everything is also temporary, so no point of asking temporary things. If you want to ask something, you go to the source, which is Krishna, and then the body parts are the demigods. So if Krishna is satisfied and happy and he gives you what you want by your prayers or your request or your service, then all is good and well. But if you go to other demigods, they have to go to Krishna first, then Krishna has to sanction, then they'll come to you. So like that.
Okay, so if you go to a demigod, Krishna has to sanction, yes. And then what happens? That boon also that you get from the demigod is temporary. No, it is only temporary. It's not going to last for long. So therefore, they are called as, the worshippers of the demigods are called as less intelligent. Alpa Medasa. We'll see that verse in the next slide. Okay, on the other hand, even though Rukmini was the goddess of fortune, she went to the temple of goddess Durga because the family deity was worshipped there. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that as Rukmini proceeded towards the temple of goddess Durga, within her heart she always thought of the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, when Rukmini went to the temple, it was not with the intention of an ordinary person who goes to beg for material benefits. Her only goal was Krishna. So just as how the gopis they worshipped Katyayani Devi to have Krishna as their husband, in the same way Rukmini is also worshipping Durga, but her goal is to have Krishna. So therefore it is not condemned. See, here are the verses from the Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 9. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. This is what here is written. No? The worshippers of the demigods attain the abode of the demigods. So here is the verse. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. So this is what Krishna is recommending. So what is the problem if we go to the abode of the demigods? Why not?
It is
Because
temporary.
again
We
you have
have
to
to
come back.
return back.
Yeah, they have to come back because it is still within the domain of the material world. One can enjoy in the higher planetary systems of the Devatas and Swargaloka only as long as the your karma, your credits, your good karma lasts. Once the credit runs out, then again you have to come back. So therefore, it's not very intelligent. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Where are the ancestors?
Pitraloka.
Pitraloka. That is also again the material world. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. So if one worships ghosts and spirits, then one will also take birth amongst the ghosts and spirits. So what kind of people actually worship ghosts and spirits?
People in Tamogun, Rajogun or something.
People in Tamogun, no? So people who engage in black magic and things like that. Sometimes you'll see people in crematoriums doing some kind of ceremonies. So all that is this worship of ghosts and spirits. But Krishna says those who worship me will live with me. So that is the spiritual world. That is Goloka or Vaikuntha. And see here, this is the verse where Krishna says about men. See, men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet. So Krishna is not only saying, see here he says that those who worship me will live with me. But here Krishna goes a step ahead and he says that those who ultimately reach, my devotees will ultimately reach my supreme planet. So he's also saying that not only he's saying that they will come to my planet, but he's also saying that his planet is the supreme planet. It's the highest destination. And people who worship the demigods, they are called as men of small intelligence. Say Alpa Medasha. This is the word Krishna uses. As Rukmini proceeded toward the temple, she was silent and grave. Her mother and her girlfriends were by her side, and the wife of a Brahmana was in the center. Surrounding her were royal bodyguards. This custom of a would-be brides going to a temple of a demigod is still practiced in India. As the procession continued, various musical sounds were heard. Conch shells, drums such as panavas and bugles of different sizes such as turyas and bheris combined to make a sound which was not only auspicious but very sweet to hear. Thousands of wives of respectable Brahmanas were present, all dressed very nicely with suitable ornaments. They presented Rukmini with flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and a variety of colorful garments to assist her in worshipping Lord Shiva and Goddess Durga. Some of these ladies were very old and knew perfectly well how to chant prayers to Goddess Durga and Lord Shiva. So, followed by Rukmini and others, they led these prayers before the deity. So, now Rukmini is proceeding towards the temple. Rukmini offered her prayers to the deity by saying, My dear Goddess Durga, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you as well as to your children. Goddess Durga has 4 famous children, 2 daughters, the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, and the goddess of learning, Saraswati, and 2 sons, Lord Ganesha and Lord Kartikeya. I knew the hand would be raised. We'll come back to it. They are all considered to be demigods and goddesses. Since goddess Durga is always worshipped with her famous children, Rukmini is specifically offered her respectful obeisances to the deity in that way. However, her prayers were special. Ordinary people pray to Goddess Durga for material wealth, fame, profit, strength, and so on. Rukmini, however, desired to have Krishna for her husband and therefore prayed that the deity be pleased with her and bless her with that benediction. Since she desired only Krishna, her worship of the demigods is not condemned. While Rukmini was praying, she presented a variety of items before the deity, chief of which were water, different kinds of flames, incense, garments, garlands, and various foods prepared with ghee, such as puris and kachoris. She also offered fruits, sugarcane, betel nuts, and spices. With great devotion, Rukmini offered them to the deity according to the regulative principles directed by the old Brahmana ladies. After this ritualistic ceremony, the ladies offered the remnants of the food to Rukmini as prasadam, which she accepted with great respect. Then Rukmini offered her obeisances to the ladies and to Goddess Durga. After the business of deity worship was finished, Rukmini caught hold of the hand of one of her girlfriends in her own hand, which was decorated with a jeweled ring, and left the temple in the company of others. So she has finished with her deity worship, and now she is going to exit the temple. Whatever deity worship she has done under the instruction of the older Brahmana ladies. And she has also offered obeisances not only to Goddess Durga, but also to those ladies. So yeah, Shailesh, what's your question?
He's saying this line that says that they are considered all the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, and the goddess of learning, Saraswati. So how are they the children of goddess Durga?
Okay. See, what we discussed previously, basically in this material world, we have three feminine energies who are running, which we require to survive in the material world. What are they? We need wealth, we need strength, and we need knowledge. So these three feminine energies are Lakshmi, Parvati, and Saraswati. And they are working under the jurisdiction of Durga in this material world, because Durga is the fortress. Goddess Durga is the fortress of this material world. That's why her name is Durga. Durg means fort. This material world is like a fort, and everything is under her jurisdiction. She is the one who will see who can leave this material world and who can come to this material world. She will not allow one to exit this material world so easily, because she's going to severely test the sincerity of the conditioned souls, which is her service. So this is her domain. It is her domain. And within her domain, then these three feminine energies are rhetoric services. So from that angle of vision, they are considered to be her children, because they are working under her in her domain. Like that, they are considered her children. Yeah, Shreya?
So I thought goddess Durga and Parvati are same.
She is an expansion of Goddess Durga. There are different forms of Durga, no?
Okay. And is goddess Durga, I thought like demigods are like Vayu Dev, Surya Dev, and all those, right? Then even goddess Durga and Shiva is also a demigod, are also a demigod. I mean, Hanuman and Ganesh and all those are also demigods.
No, see, Hanuman is eternally a servant of Lord Ramachandra. Ganesh is the son of
Lord Shiva.
Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. And Shiva, again, you have to understand that there is not one Shiva. There is one Shiva in the Vaikuntha planets. There is one Shiva who's in between the spiritual and the material world. And there is one Shiva who's within this material world. So the Shiva who's within the material world, he is temporary. The Shiva that is in the Vaikuntha planets is eternal.
Yes, I think. Okay. So I think Shiv Tattva is like, he's not, we cannot compare him with Krishna, or he's not a demigod also, right?
Yeah. Again, which Shiva are we talking about? Which Shiva are we talking about? The Shiva who's within the material world. The Shiva that we normally worship in the temples is the Shiva that who is within this material world. Which Shiva are we talking about? So again, because there is very less information available about, because the Shiva who's in the Vaikuntha planets, his name is Sadashiva. Sadashiva. But the Shiva that we normally see in pictures is the Shiva who's within the material domain.
Okay.
So when we say Shiva, then we need to know which Shiva are we talking about. And Brahma Samhita compares Krishna and Shiva to milk and yogurt. From milk you can make yogurt, but from yogurt you cannot make milk.
Okay.
Can we proceed?
Yeah.
All the princes and visitors who came to Kundina for the marriage had assembled outside the temple to see Rukmini. The princes were especially eager to see her because they all actually thought that they would have Rukmini as their wife. Struck with wonder upon seeing Rukmini, they thought that she was especially manufactured by the creator to bewilder all the great chivalrous princes. So all these princes, they have gathered there to see Rukmini, and they are all wonderstruck at her exquisite beauty. She was very, 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 very beautiful. Her body was well constructed, the middle portion being thin. Her high hips were adorned with a jeweled locket. She had pink lips, and the beauty of her face was enhanced by her slightly scattered hair and by different kinds of earrings. The bodily luster and beauty of Rukmini appeared as if painted by an artist, perfectly presenting beauty, following the descriptions of great poets. Rukmini's breasts are described as being somewhat high, indicating that she was just a youth, not more than 13 or 14 years old. Her beauty was specifically intended to attract the attention of Krishna. Although the princess gazed upon her beautiful features, she was not at all proud. Her eyes moved restlessly, and when she smiled very simply like an innocent girl, her teeth appeared just like jasmine buds. Expecting Krishna to take her away at any moment, she proceeded slowly towards her home. Her legs moved just like a full-grown swan, and her ankle bells tinkled mildly. So, although all these princesses, they are all wonderstruck upon seeing the beauty of Rukmini, Rukmini in her heart is only thinking about Krishna. The only thing that matters to her is Krishna. The chivalrous princes assembled there were so overwhelmed by Rukmini's beauty that they became almost unconscious and fell from their horses and elephants. Full of lust, they hopefully desired Rukmini's hand, comparing their own beauty to hers. Srimati Rukmini, however, was not interested in any of them. In her heart, she was simply expecting Krishna to come and carry her away. As she was adjusting the ornaments on a finger of her left hand, she happened to look upon the princess and suddenly saw that Krishna was present amongst them. So just see, they are so lusty, and they saw her beauty and they have fallen from their horses and their elephants. But again, Rukmini in her heart, she is only thinking about Krishna. She was not interested in any of them. And then suddenly she spots Krishna amongst that crowd. See, very interestingly here, Srila Vishnu Chakri Thakur, he gives us how an explanation of how to understand that all these people are looking at her with lusty desires. So he explains, the demons who were inimical to the Lord saw Rukmini, his internal potency, as Maya. This is described in 2.5 verses. Seeing Rukmini as Krishna's Maya potency, the heroes became bewildered. This is same thing that happened to the wrestlers in Mathura, who saw Krishna as a thunderbolt rather than a tender young boy. They could not perceive Krishna's true identity. Similarly, the heroes present in Kundina were thinking that this beautiful girl Rukmini was no mortal, but rather the supreme Maya potency who bewilders even the demigods. Rukmini's teeth were finely shaped like jasmine buds and tinted red from the reflection of her bimba fruit lips. Her moving feet were beautified by the glow of her skillfully crafted tinkling ankle bells. The warriors were tormented by the lust generated by seeing Rukmini as Maya. The hero's lusty agitation was due to their perception of Maya and not due to perceiving Rukmini. See, this is very, very important. The lusty agitation was due to their perception of Maya and not due to perceiving Rukmini. Non-devotees can never perceive the beautiful form of Rukmini because she is a manifestation of Krishna's internal energy. Thus, the heroic kings assembled in Vidarbha became agitated with lust upon seeing the Lord's illusory potency and expansion of Rukmini. So, a non-devotee can never even look at Krishna's internal potency. Just as how Kamsa, when the girl child was in his arms, what he saw was not Krishna's internal potency, was not Yoga Maya, but Mahamaya. No, actually, Yashoda Mata, she had given birth to Yoga Maya. But when she came in front of Kamsa, then Kamsa saw her as Mahamaya, because a non-devotee will never be able to see Krishna's internal potency. So here also in the same way, and this example also Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives now of how the wrestlers, when they saw Krishna, they saw him as a thunderbolt. They didn't see him as a tender young boy, because actually he was only 12 years old and he had a very tender body. But the wrestlers saw him differently. In the same way, all these lusty people, they are seeing Mahamaya, they are seeing Krishna's external potency. They are not able to see Rukmini, Krishna's internal potency. Although Rukmini had never before seen Krishna, she was always thinking of him. Thus, she had no difficulty recognizing him amongst the princely order. Krishna, unconcerned with the other princes, immediately took the opportunity to place Rukmini on his chariot, marked by a flag bearing an image of Garuda. He then proceeded slowly, without fear, taking Rukmini away exactly as a lion takes a deer amongst the midst of jackals. Meanwhile, Balaram appeared on the scene with the soldiers of the Yadu dynasty. So remember, this is the first time that Rukmini is seeing Krishna, but still she is able to recognize him without any difficulty. Immediately, Krishna puts her on his chariot. And how does Krishna proceed? He proceeds slowly. Actually, his horses are very fast, and Krishna, he can run at the speed of mind. No, he can go really fast, but Krishna goes slowly. Why? Because he's Leela Purushottam. He likes to do Leelas. Krishna likes drama. So he is proceeding slowly. Jarasandha, who had many times experienced defeat by Krishna, roared, "How is this? Krishna is taking Rukmini away from us without opposition. What is the use of our being chivalrous fighters with arrows? My dear princess, just look. We are losing our reputation. He is just like a jackal looting booty from a lion." Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 53rd chapter of Krishna. Kṛṣṇa Kidnaps Rukmiṇī. So this place, Kundina, is also called as Kaundinyapur. And this is the birthplace of Rukmini ji and place of Rukmini Haran. So where is this located in the modern times? It is located in the Amravati district of Maharashtra on the banks of the river Vardha. So if you are in Maharashtra, then this is a very nice place that you can very easily visit. And even today, this place is there. You can go and visit. This temple is the exact spot where the palace of Rukmini Devi was there. So this temple where you have these deities of Shri Vithala Rukmini, this was originally the palace of where Rukmini Devi used to stay. And within this palace is, you can see a deity of Lord Vishnu, which is 10,000 years old. This is the board that is on top of that Murti. 10,000-year-old Vishnu Murti is also there in that temple. And then near to that temple, see, this whole thing is on a hilly area. Near to this particular temple where you have the deities of Vitthal Rukmini, where the palace of Rukmini was there. In another building, in another temple, you have the temple where Rukmini Devi went to worship goddess Durga. So this is a separate another temple which you can visit. It's nearby only. And in that temple premises only, you have this place called Rukmini Haran Khidki. So this place is the exact spot where the kidnapping happened. And there in this place called Kaundinyapur, you also have the ISKCON temple over there. And in that ISKCON temple, there is a very, very special tree. This tree here, let's read about this tree. There is a board over there. It says here 5000 साल का प्राचीन कदम्ब वृक्ष है. This is a 5000-year-old Kadamba tree. यह भगवान श्री कृष्ण का चरण स्थान है. This is the place where the lotus feet of Krishna, where Krishna placed his lotus feet. जब भगवान रुक्मिणी देवी जी को लेने आए थे तब इस वृक्ष के पास उनकी प्रतीक्षा कर रहे थे. So Krishna was waiting under this tree when he had come to kidnap Rukmini. जब रुक्मिणी देवी अंबिका माता की पूजा करके मंदिर से बाहर निकली तब देखा हनुमान चिन्ह से सुशोभित प्रभु जी के रथ का ध्वज दिख गया. तब धीरे धीरे सखियों के साथ रथ की ओर चली. So रुक्मिणी देवी, she saw when she came to worship goddess Ambika and she came out of the temple, then she saw the rath of Krishna, which was marked with a flag which had the mark of Hanuman on that flag. And as soon as she saw that, then slowly she proceeded towards the chariot of Krishna. भगवान श्री कृष्ण रुक्मिणी जी को आते हुए देखकर तुरंत जाके उनका हाथ पकड़कर रथ में बिठा लिया और द्वारका की ओर chal pade. So when Krishna saw Rukmini approaching, immediately he went, held her hand and put her on the chariot and he proceeded towards Dwarka. यह स्थान अत्यंत पवित्र स्थान है क्योंकि यहाँ भक्त और भगवान का पवित्र प्रेम मिलन स्थान है. This is a very, very important place because this was a place where God and his devotee were united. यह कदम वृक्ष आध्यात्मिक जगत के कल्प वृक्ष है. So this Kadamba tree is actually the Kalpa Vriksha or desire tree of the spiritual world. What is so special about this Kalpa Vriksha? जो भक्तों का समस्त प्रकार मनोकामना पूरा करने वाला है. So this Kalpa Vriksha desire tree. So these desire trees fulfill the desires of the devotee. So the spiritual world is full of such Kalpa Vriksha. But this Kadamba tree is a Kalpa Vriksha which can be found in this particular place called Kaundinyapur. This is within the premises of the ISKCON temple. इस पवित्र वृक्ष को माथा लगाकर प्रणाम करे, दोनों भुजाओं से आलिंगन करे एवं कम से कम 3 बार परिक्रमा करे. So if you go to that place, then you can offer obeisances to the tree. You can hug the tree with your 2 arms and you can go around the tree minimum 3 times. इस वृक्ष के नीचे बैठकर पूजा पाठ के साथ जप तप करें, अन्यथा यहाँ बैठकर व्यर्थ वार्तालाप न करें एवं भोजन आदि न करें. So they are advising that you should not eat here and you should not gossip and talk unnecessary subject matters, but you can do your japa and you can perform some puja path. संपूर्ण ब्रज में ब्रजवासियों द्वारा 2 वृक्ष वंदनीय एवं पूजनीय है. एक कदम वृक्ष जो श्री कृष्ण का स्वरूप है, दूसरा तमाल वृक्ष जो राधा रानी का स्वरूप है. So 2 trees are very are worshipable for the Vaishnavas. One is the Kadamba tree and one is the Tamal tree. Tamal tree is non-different from Srimati Radharani and Kadamba tree is non-different from Sri Krishna. So this is another important place you want to visit if you go to this place called Kundinapur in Maharashtra. See, Kadam means Kadam Rakna means you're placing your feet, no? So this is called as a Kadamba tree because Krishna placed his Kadam in this particular place. So this is the exact spot where Krishna placed his feet. Normally these Kadamba trees are not found in any place. Now, of course, in modern times, they are trying to plant them and you can find them in other places. But traditionally, these kadamba trees are only found in holy dhams like Jagannath Puri, Sri Vrindavan Dham. Vrindavan Dham is full of these kadamba trees. And Mayapur also there is kadamba tree. And then here in Kundinapur also there is this kadamba tree, which is traditionally there. Okay, on that note, by the mercy of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna, we come to the end of today's presentation. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Do we have any questions or comments?
Yes, Mataji. The thing say in what you just read, it said the Hanuman in the flag of Krishna's chariot, and then it says Garuda on the flag of Krishna's chariot in the book.
So both are correct.
Okay.
Both are correct.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions or comments? Are we ready for the exam?
Yes.
Okay, I just need 1 minute to bring it up. 1 second.
So, Mataji, one question. Kadamba tree are the trees where Krishna placed his lotus feet. They are called as Kadamba trees.
Yes, yes. Traditionally, they are only found in such places, in the dhams, where the Lord is personally present. But now in the modern times, they have been trying to plant these trees in different places.
But this tree is from Dwapar Yuga?
Yes, see here, this particular tree, you're talking about this particular tree, right? Which is in Kandinapur. Yeah, it is said that when Krishna came to kidnap Rukmiṇī, he was wearing the Kadamba flowers. This Kadamba tree has very unique Kadamba flowers, very beautiful sphere shaped ball. They look like a ball, no, spherical, very beautiful, bright yellow flowers. And he was wearing a garland of this Kadamba flowers. And when he was there, some of these flowers fell over there. And then the seeds from that sprouted, and that's how the tree grew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Priyanka, you have your hand raised.
Yes, Mataji, one question that when you were telling about the milk and not hurt comparison between Krishna and Shivji, so in that the comparison is for Shivji belonging to this material world or in the Vaikuntha planet?
Both, because Krishna is the source of everything that exists. Krishna is the source of everything that exists. So from milk you can make yogurt, from yogurt you cannot make milk. Krishna, he has his expansions, but still they are always going to remain his expansions, even if they are from the Vaikuntha planets. From them, Krishna cannot come. Krishna cannot come from any of the three Shivas.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji, when you were telling about the Kadamba tree, actually, Mummy was saying that there is a Kadamba tree in our road also.
So that's what now they are planting them, but traditionally they were only found in these dhams. Yes, now they are planting many kadamba trees in also Bangalore and also out of India also in certain countries. Now you can find kadamba trees. Yes, that's correct.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavata Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Okay, the link. Okay, so the link is on your chat now.